Hello, fellows. It's been quite a bit, I think, but we're back and we have big news. Oh my god. Where the hell is it? Okay, I guess it's in here somewhere. We're just opening everything because clearly we have a lot of stuff to go over. We'll do it like this, I guess. We have second Walpurgis. Oh my god. This is the most exciting event for a lot of people, including myself. I don't even have nostalgia bias, to be honest. Like that much. I mean, I know, like, generally, what's going on, I think, but, you know, I don't have nostalgia bias like most people do, but, you know, I still get excited for Walpurgis, because I actually can recognize surprisingly enough, I can recognize some of the characters, so, you know, it is actually nice for me, and usually, when Walpurgis releases, the thing is, when they release Walpurgis units, usually they're good, because people always eat that shit up, bro. They always eat up the fan service. So, if they want to make the fan service really good and do it justice, then obviously they're gonna make the units good, right? So, that's what I'm mostly excited about. This time, for sure, it will be relevant and really good. I mean, not to say that the last banner, the last Sonk IDs were really good also, but they weren't, like, anything really special, you know? Usually the Walpurgis IDs are really something special. So, we got Lobotomy, Ego, Magic, Bullet, Outis is the 3-star, and then Dawn is the 2-star, the Ego Lantern, obviously, and then we have the, patch notes, we'll get there when we get there. We'll do the IDs first, as always, because that's what everyone's here for, and then whatever the hell this is, I don't even know what this is. January 11th, scheduled update notice. Okay, sure. Oh, this is just Walpurgis details, maybe? And then this is the actual patch notes? Whatever. I know you're here for the, what's it called? The IDs first, so, I mean, how do I pop this out, bro? Open image, a new tab? Oh, there we go. Alright. So we have Lobotomy, Ego, Magic, Bullet, Outis. This is the 3-star. Obviously, again, unless they change it, we'll find out when we read the Walpurgis details, but during Walpurgis, if you were not around for the first one, which was about 3 or 4 months ago, I think, you are not able to dispense Outis during this event. You have to use Lunacy or tickets or something in order to gacha for the Walpurgis IDs. So just keep that in mind. Whether or not you really want Magic Bullet Outis, we'll find out together if she's really that good in a minute, but first things first, I noticed instantly that she has 2 Pride skills, 2 and 3, of course. It's becoming more of a norm, I think. They're experimenting with giving more than one skill the same Sin Affinity. I'm not complaining, although Pride is not really that useful of a resource, unfortunately. Right now, anyway. I mean, I guess it does fuel her Ebony Stem a little bit, but, you know, Pride is not one of the more useful resources right now in the game. Which is a little unlucky. It fuels, like, Isong, Sun Shower, and, like, Ebony Stem, I guess, but, it's not like, it's no Gloom or Envy, alright? Anyways, we'll start with skill 1, Ignition. It's a 2-coin blunt skill 1. Gain coin power for every burn on target. We're looking at burn. Inflict Dark Flame next turn. On hit, inflict burn equal to Dark Flame. Okay, so we have Dark Flame down here. Target loses defense level equal to the value of this effect. Alright, I mean, that's fair. Turn end, deal value by burn on target. Pride affinity damage, then expires. Okay, so it's basically defense level down. It is exactly defense level down, actually, except it also bursts for Pride damage at the end. Because each Dark Flame, I'm assuming, each Dark Flame equals 1 defense level down. So it's literally just defense level down, except it also inflicts damage at the end. Sure. I mean, defense level down is appreciated. It's not bad, so that's fine. And obviously the big thing is that it's burn. Oh my god, we're finally getting burn support. I personally actually like burn as a status effect, even though it's not good in this game. Really. Because it's just so damn slow, and there's no way to burst burn yet. But, you know, I like burn because it's actually not, like, fundamentally broken, like sinking or rupture, because sinking and rupture, are just the design around those two, status effects are either it's going to be turbo broken or it's going to be hella useless. Because true damage, just stacking true damage like that, really quickly is, like, hella disgusting. So burn actually, because it's limited by the amount of turns that it takes in order to actually accumulate burn damage over time, actually is balanced. It's just unfortunate because the game is so fast, so oh well. But I like burn, so I like seeing burn IDs. Skill 2 is detonate magic bullet. We have a blunt skill 2. Gain coin power for every burn on target, again. You know, we'll see what happens here. I'm not going to judge on coin power or anything because obviously there's no way to know. On hit, a less than X magic bullet, gain magic bullet. Okay, so we'll read magic bullet in a second. Inflicts dark flame equal to magic bullet next turn. Sure. Inflict burn equal to dark flame on target. Sure. So we have magic bullet. Value changes depending on certain skill effects. The higher the value, the higher the base power and coin power of skill 3. Okay, so she has like a stacking ramp mechanic for her skill 3, which is 1 coin piercing. I can see already. At less than X magic bullet, gain magic bullet. Okay, so it's kind of like self-tremor in a way, or self-charge. Inflict dark flame equal to magic bullet next turn. So it's defense level down next turn, which is generally better than defense level down this turn. So that's very nice. And then it inflicts some burn. I'm assuming it's not going to be that much burn because it looks like dark flame is not going to be the easiest thing to get a lot of. Especially because she's the only ID in the game that inflicts any of it, presumably. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty standard, to be honest. It's pretty standard. It all depends on the skill 3, basically. Outis apparently has a propensity for 1 coin skill 3s that are just very big numbers. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. Those are my favorite kinds of skill 3s, besides the ones that have a million coins and do a bunch of damage, obviously. But I like these ones, because they're consistent. Deal more damage based on burn on target? Sure. That's fine. Before attack, gain magic bullet? Sure. Lose sanity proportional to magic bullet. Attack weight becomes equal to magic bullet. At X or less sanity, there's a percentage chance to attack indiscriminately. Okay, so she can, it's kind of like an ego skill. There's, like, at a certain amount of sanity threshold, there's a chance for ego skills to corrode. So, I suppose, what's it called? I suppose this is a very similar thing. I mean, this is, you know, pretty standard. I mean, you know, I say standard, but her skill 3 is basically an ego skill, it looks like. At 7, magic bullet, reset to 0, counts as spending the last ammo. Okay, I don't know if she has ammo or not, but, you know, I'll figure that out. But if the max is 7 magic bullet, then, like, 7 magic bullet is a lot. If you're talking attack weight equals magic bullet, that's 7 attack weight. She's gonna lose a shit ton of sanity and probably shoot your own teammates. The thing is, I don't know if it calculates the targets. Like, does she lose sanity before it determines the targets or not? I'm assuming it goes in order downwards. So she would lose sanity and then it would check if she's below the sanity threshold to attack indiscriminately, is what I would assume. Which would suck, but that's just how it reads. I don't know. And then on hit, inflicts dark flame equal to the magic bullet. So she does inflict dark flame quite a bit. I mean, defense level down is just nice. W Mersault gets used because he inflicts defense level down on his skill 3. So it depends on if magic bullet, like how much magic bullet she gets. The way that it reads is that she only gains 1 at a time. Because it says at less than X magic bullet, gain magic bullet. It doesn't say gain X or gain Y magic bullet. It just says gain magic bullet, so I'm assuming that it's 1. I mean, if it's like really that slow, we might have some issues, but we'll keep reading for a sec. The price of a bullet is her guard skill. On use, gain magic bullet. On use, gain final power proportional to magic bullet. Skill and lose sanity equal to magic bullet. I mean, her guard skill gives magic bullet also. That's not bad. at all, actually, because her skill 1 seems pretty mid. It depends on the coin power, obviously, but the way that it reads, it doesn't really have that much synergy with her kit, it seems like. Besides, obviously, inflicting Dark Flame. But most of her value seems to stem from the Magic Bullet, so we'll see. The Marksman Smoking Pipe is a passive. If the target's main target's defense level is lowered by X or more, gain burn on main target poise before attack. Don't know why poise is here. Doesn't really do anything for her. Technically, it increases her damage. Poise gives a 20% damage increase, so technically it actually is useful. Yeah, let's not kid ourselves, fellas. We're gonna be honest with ourselves. We're gonna be honest with ourselves. This does not really mean anything. 20% damage is like appreciated, but I would have rather had something that also ramps your magic bullet gain. You know what I mean? So, I mean, whatever. I'm assuming this is pretty easy to get, though, because Dark Flame is all inflicted, next turn, it looks like. So, except for on her skill 3. But Dark Flame is next turn, Dark Flame is next turn on skill 1 and 2. So, defense level down would theoretically be pretty simple to stack, especially if you just have, like, someone else who also does it. Obviously, it would get better. But I'm not too crazy about the passive. And the support passive is Request Work. One ally with most sanity deals increased damage with ego skills. If the ego skill consumes X resources, additionally increased damage. That has potential to be really good. Like, really good. Obviously, the main benefactor, would be Sun Shower. Isong is like what comes to mind. Blind Obsession Ishmael, I imagine, is a similar situation because both of those have high resource costs. But then there's also stuff like Ardor Blossom Star, which does big damage too. Like there's some ego that do big damage, right? So this is probably going to be pretty good. I'm gonna say, okay, so obviously we're going to do the rating now. I'm just like, you know, letting everything settle in my mind to try and, you know, imagine how the ID will play out. But in the meantime, while I think about it, I'll explain my methodology, of course, again, for those who are new and unsubscribed. You know, on this channel, we have 2 ratings that I rate IDs by. Obviously, this is just the kit rating. There's no numbers or anything, so this is just basically a fun thought experiment. And then I always do the refined final rating on stream. When the IDs actually release and we have numbers, then I do it on stream. But, you know, the kit rating, we have 2 different methodology that we go by. The first one is the general rating. This is basically casual play. You know, if you're running like a fun team, for example, Magic Bullet seems to synergize a lot with Burn. So I would imagine you want to run her on a Burn team. Or, I mean, there's, you know, that's like first instinct, right? Obviously, you can run her outside of a Burn team. But I'm saying, like, you know, if you're trying to use her in, like, Mirror Dungeon or story content or something like that, and you want to synergize with her, you know, in general content and general play, then, you know, how good will she be? How much will she contribute to a Burn team, for example, right? So that's general rating. And then there's the second rating is the meta rating. This is basically just low turn railway optimized gameplay. Nobody cares about meta rating except for like maybe 1 in like 500 people or something. But that's what I do. Usually. I'll say usually because, you know, line 2, it is what it is. Line 3, I'll be there for line 3. But meta rating is basically, we take into account opportunity cost, right? Basically, is she going to be better than her other options in railway? Is she going to be fast enough to compete with a lot of other railway IDs? And stuff like that. Like, does she have better things to be doing in railway? Does she synergize with the meta egos? Does she synergize with her own egos? And Outis as a character specifically in railway has a lot to do with support passive sometimes, because she's not really used that much in combat. So support passive makes up a huge portion of her usage, so we'll be taking that into account, comparing that to her other support passive options. She has like 3 decent options. So we'll talk about that when we get to meta rating, and then, you know, I'll give her the meta rating there. But general rating, we'll start with, this is the rating that most people will care about. Again, this is based on just her kit. I don't know the numbers. It's not like I'm, you know, I'm working with Jihoon or anything. But, generally, I think she looks like she's gonna be pretty fun, for sure. I mean, I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people go bat chest for big attack weight, single coin skill. Oh my god, bro. Look at how many people she can hit. So, I mean, me included, by the way, it looks hella sick. And again, like I said, I'm a big fan of these 1 coin skills because it means that they drop coin very, very rarely compared to multi-coin skills when you're trying to clash things. So that's very appealing to me. So, you know, that seems pretty good. And gaining coin power and damage based on burn, you can just run a small burn core. You could probably run like Liu Ishmael and like, you know, Liu Gregor or something and just be done with it. Maybe bring in some burn egos like Capote Mersault, and then you're gonna be all set, I think. For, you know, most of this. Maybe your burn count might suffer a little bit, but, you know, if you want to go all in on burn, I think she will be a solid payoff. Similarly to Liu Ishmael, she does actually synergize with burn a fair bit. So, with that being said, I think generally she's going to be pretty solid. The main concern is that Magic Bullet will probably take a long time to stack up. And what I mean by that is that, like, again, from what I said before, it looks like Magic Bullet only stacks like 1 at a time almost. Again, because otherwise they would have put like gain Y Magic Bullet. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Hopefully her skill 3 at least gives her multiple Magic Bullet so that you can ramp it faster. But, you know, just based on her normal skills, she seems pretty good. Gaining coin power on skill 1 and 2 already is pretty solid. So, generally, I'll give her like a, for a 3-star. For a 3-star, she seems pretty solid. I'll say probably generally she's got like a 9. The only concern is the Magic Bullet stacking, but everything else seems pretty solid. I dock 1 point. She's not a 10 because of Magic Bullet and because her passive is pretty lackluster. And I don't like losing sanity. That's like the one thing I really hate in this game. The one thing that I really hate in this game is sanity. Things that mess with your sanity and consistency are like my least favorite thing in the game. So, you know, losing sanity is always going to be an L in my opinion. So, you know, and then also this happens before attack. It's not on use or anything. It's before attack. So this is after the clash happens, right? So you can't gain sanity. You know, you don't lose sanity and then you can't like gain it back by clashing or anything. It's just like you lose sanity. I don't know how much you lose, obviously. Hopefully it's not too much. But let's say she loses like 20 sanity at 7 Magic Bullet or something, right? That gives her like a 75% chance to hit heads. You know, hypothetically speaking, like 75% chance to hit heads, 25 to hit tails. If I'm at 7 Magic Bullet and I hit tails on this, I'm going to cry. So, you know, for that reason, I'm going to give her a 9 and not a 10. But everything else seems pretty solid. Meta-wise, I'm not super optimistic. She has, first of all, again, like I said, the Sin resources she generates are not the most relevant. Wrath is, like, kind of nice, I guess, but Pride is really not what we need. And she generates, like, mostly Pride. So, you know, that's one thing. The second thing is that, again, like I said, Magic Bullet seems like it takes a long-ass time to stack, and that's her main payoff. And by long-ass time, I mean this shit takes forever to stack, it seems like. So, you know, when railway fights end in, like, 1 to 3-ish, like, 1 to 4 turns max, usually, you know, you're never, ever getting to a good bullet number, right? Like, it's just not happening. The only thing, literally the only single thing that's saving her here, because again, her damage doesn't seem that good either. 2 coins on skill 1 and 2. I mean, it's pretty solid, even if she has good coin numbers. Like, this could roll for, like, 18, right? If you have burn, you know, it could roll for like 18 and it still wouldn't be that much damage because it's only 2 coins. So, you know, there's the damage is a concern. The magic bullet stacking is a concern. The fact that you don't bring like any burn into Railway is a concern. The only thing that she has going for her in Railway is the request work passive, which actually does hold some promise. You compare it to, again, like I said, there's 3 passives that are kind of like remotely considerable for her. The first one is obviously Molar Outis. It increases your self-tremor gain on your other IDs, which is semi-helpful. But Molar Outis is also kind of useful in some battles, situationally, because her discard mechanic, discard is just that good, where she can consistently hold like solid damage. So, you know, discard is actually kind of useful on her, even though her damage itself is not like that mind-blowing, right? It's consistent damage, and that's appreciated. Then you have the other 2 support passes, which are a little bit better, I think, than Molar Outis. I mean, it's like debatable. Which is 7 section Outis. 7 section gives your fastest ally, I think it's your fastest ally, 10% extra damage when they're attacking weak and fatal. And when a part is broken on an Abno, obviously their resistance is changed to fatal, so your fastest ally just deals 10% bonus damage, which is really nice. And then there's Blade Lineage Outis support passive, which is like enemies below like 25% health or something take 30% bonus damage or something. It's like crazy good on a broken Abno part, because you'll be dealing absurd levels of bonus damage with Blade Lineage Outis. The problem with Blade Lineage Outis is that she is the worst in combat kit out of the 3 potentially meta Outis IDs, so it's mostly an unpopular pick, I think, but I think she's hella slept on in Railway. Either way, I think all of those generally provide more value than request work does. I mean, Molar Outis' passive is debatable on whether it provides more value, but I think that 7 section and Blade Lineage Outis passives provide more value than this. So, I mean, meta, I'll give her like, I don't want to say 0, because that just seems mean, but I'll give her a 1. I mean, you know, it depends on how much increased damage this is, for sure, and what the threshold is for the ego resource cost. So, I mean, if it's like an absurd amount of, if it's like 30% bonus ego damage or something, like, that would be crazy good. So I'm not going to give her a 0, but I'm iffy on her meta relevance, I think. Like, I don't think it'll be that crazy. You know, just because the rest of her kit kind of seems pretty, I don't want to say it, but it kind of seems pretty not good, for faster gameplay. Obviously, she wants to be in a battle for longer rather than shorter, which is kind of a tragedy. But that's what I'll give her for now. And then obviously we have Lobotomy Ego Lantern Dawn. What is this one? Like Meat Lantern or something? I don't know. Never played LobCorp. But we're going to do the same thing here. She's only a 2-star. I thought that she would be a 3 because they don't have an ego this time around. Low-key a little disappointed. But we'll talk about it when we get there, you know. But we have 2-star Dawn. Obviously, we'll do our, you know, we'll put our things there. I Shall Nibble Thee is her skill 1. It's Gluttony and Slash. Sure. 1 coin. This skill slot gains aggro on hit inflict rupture count. I mean, okay, that's pretty standard. 1 coin skill 1. Okay, I accidentally cleared all, whatever. 1 coin skill 1 is pretty standard. You know, I'd prefer 2 personally, but aggro on skill 1 is pretty appreciated. Skill 2 is Flashing Lure. On use, skill slot gains aggro. If target has rupture, gain coin power. Sure. On hit, inflict rupture 3 times, and then if target has X or lower rupture count, inflict rupture count. I mean, that's appreciated. I kind of like that. That's pretty good for Rupture Team, actually. Rupture Team can never have too many members because of how gimmicky it is. So, you know, a lot of Rupture is appreciated, especially because aggro on every skill, I think. Yeah. Whirlwind Om Nom Nom has aggro as well, so that's pretty sick, actually. I think this is the first ID where every single skill has aggro on it, which is really nice, because, That's like one of the worst feelings, is when your ID that is a tank ID does not have aggro skills in rotation. So having every single skill with aggro is really, really nice. Like, I can't really understate how nice and convenient that is. On use, if target has rupture, gain coin power, sure. On hit, inflict rupture count. On hit, heal. Heal amount increases when reusing coin. Heal additional HP based on rupture. Based on rupture on target. At X or lower HP, reuse coin. Deal additional HP damage based on rupture. And this is a piercing skill. Piercing gloom, huh? And the rest is slash. I mean, honestly, reuse coin, people are gonna bat chest at reuse coin. Depends on how low the HP threshold is. Because I guess technically if she's at like 1 HP, she could reuse this, like, she could heal like a ton, in theory, right? She could get a ton of value. The thing is really that, what's it called? Like, we don't really need immortal tanks in this game. Like, we can, it's demonstrated most with, like, K-Corp Hong Lu. Immortal tanks are, like, fun to use, but they're not, like, super practical because you don't really go through that much HP in a battle. And even if you're going through that much HP, you have healing. You know, there are sources of healing. Pursuance Rhodia, Pursuance Mersault, Fluid Sac, obviously, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it might... She gets aggro consistently, but it might be a little difficult to get her low enough where this reuses, like, multiple times, right? And then you have Chattering Teeth as her guard skill. If target has X or minus rupture, gain final power. And then heal HP equal to remaining shield. Sure. I honestly... I might be crazy, but I kind of wish this was lose HP so that you could reliably lose your health. But it is what it is. And then passive is Om Nom Nom. If the unit's skill slot has aggro, gain clash power. Heal HP every time this unit hits enemies that targeted this unit with an attack skill in chaining phase. Okay, so basically she's kind of like a drain tank. Seems pretty standard. Whoopsies, I just dropped my phone. Apologies. And then support passive is Illumi Lantern. The ally with the highest aggro skill slot heals HP every time they hit an enemy that targets this unit. It's not terrible, honestly. I'm thinking mainly about Pursuance Rhodia. Clearly you don't want to have this on, like, Pequod Heathcliff. He's, like, the other premier tank in the game right now, because Pequod Heathcliff, gains damage whenever he tanks, which is, like, the dream. Because damage is king, so if your tank can gain damage, that's even better. So you want him to be lower HP. So, I mean, it's not, like, super great, but, you know, it's something. But, I mean, if you're running her in, like, a Rupture team, you're not using Pequod Heathcliff. You're going to be using 7 Heathcliff. So, you know, to each their own. Overall, I mean, it's a pretty simple unit. Seems pretty effective, to be honest. Aggro on every single skill slot in the general team would be pretty good. I can't think... Like, in the Rupture team, you already use K-Corp Hong Lu, usually, though. Because his coins, he has low coins, so he doesn't eat your rupture count very quickly. And he is a tank, so it's useful. Would you want 2 tanks in Rupture team? Maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe. It depends on how much rupture she inflicts. You know, it's probably okay, to be honest. I don't think she'll be bad or anything. I don't think she's gonna be, like, crazy good, though. In Rupture team, she might be an auto-include, depending on how much Rupture count she inflicts. But the thing is, like, her skill 3, when it reuses coin over and over, it might just eat your entire Rupture stack. Like, she might Om Nom Nom your entire Rupture count, if you're not careful. Maybe that's something that you're interested in, because it allows you to get full value out of your Rupture stack, quicker. But... you know, if you're trying to maintain a Rupture stack, it might be a little more challenging. So, I don't know. She seems mostly usable, to be honest. I mean, I don't see any real problems with her, to be honest. She seems pretty solid. I'll give her an 8, because -1 point, because Rupture's still hella gimmicky. You know, not for me. You know, you can argue me all you want on Rupture. It's just not for me, and this is my video, so I get to rate her whatever I want. So I don't really like Rupture that much, so I'm gonna give her -1 for Rupture. It is what it is, alright? Take it up with me in the comments, huh? And then another -1 because, I'm concerned about her synergy with the Rupture count, like anti-synergy with the Rupture count, mainly. And then also her coin values, like you know, that's kind of it. If target is X plus Rupture, she does gain coin power, so that's nice. Same thing with skill 3, but, you know, it's mostly because potential anti-synergy with Rupture count, maybe. You know, I don't know how relevant that would be, like, hypothetically, but it could be relevant. And then also because reusing coin could be a little tough because of how much she would be healing, perhaps. Like, I could see a world where it's hard for her to get low enough on HP to get good value out of coin reusing, right? So, you know, I'll dock a point there just because on paper it looks a little bit sketchy. And then meta rating, I mean, like, bro, like, she's competing with W Dawn, pretty much never happening, unless Rupture, unless this is the ID that puts Rupture over the edge, which I kind of doubt. She does seem really solid for Rupture, though, like, kind of an auto-include in Rupture. But just outside of Rupture, she's kind of tough to use, it looks like. You know, I don't think she'll be that good in Railway. I'm kind of considering, like, I'm thinking about possible uses for her in Railway. Like, I don't think she puts Rupture over the edge. Like, you're gonna need a little bit more. Actually, I mean, okay, her skill 3 might not eat that much Rupture count because it's Gloom, so Gregor's AEDD, the static discharge thing, will refund your Rupture count. So that's honestly, like, that's kind of very relevant, actually, because AEDD, the static discharge, does synergize with the Gloom skill. So, I mean, that is actually something. Is it, like, that much of something? Probably, like, not really. I don't think she's gonna be, like, that good in meta either, because W Dawn is too broken. Like, I mean, we all know she's too broken. I'm just trying to think of, like, any use case for this unit. I don't think I would use her on, like, any stage in particular. I mean, Sign of Roses, maybe, because Rupture can cheese the crap out of that boss, for sure. Like, nah, I don't think there's really anything that this unit, like, contributes to Railway that isn't already covered by W Dot mostly. So I'll give her a 0. It kind of feels bad, but I mean, that's just how it is. I don't think she'll be meta relevant either, to be honest. But that's just how the cookie crumbles, bro. Anyways, no egos for Walpurgis this time around. Again, I'm a low key disappointed. I wish we got 2 3-stars instead of a 3 and a 2, because, you know, not giving us an ego, kind of weird, champ. But I mean, I'll take what we got. You know how it is. So we got, you know, second Walpurgisnacht notification. Apparently it's 9 pages long, so that's cool. New IDs and announcers. We got Malkuth and Pierre and Jack announcers. Woohoo! That's what I'm mostly looking forward to. New announcers, extractable announcers. So instead of egos, we get announcers. I mean, Malkuth is like my favorite. Malkuth is my favorite. What are they called? Sephira or whatever? I don't know. Again, never played Lobotomy Corporation, so I wouldn't know. I only know Malkuth as a patron librarian where I'm from. So, you know, she's my favorite patron librarian, I guess. So having her first, let's go! That's a dub. Extraction rates will be changed during Walpurgis in compliance with voluntary restraint guidelines for probabilistic items of Korea Association. We'd like to inform you about the changing extraction rates via this notice. Yeah, so legally, they have to tell you about extraction rates. As expected. Sure. Second Walpurgis Night event, target extraction will be featured over the event period. When does this end? January 25th, so like the end of the month. Alright, that's fair. Previous Walpurgis event IDs will be extractable, so you can finally pick up your Regret, Mersault, and Outis. And Hook Hong Lu, I guess, if you missed him. So that's cool. If you missed those, you can pick them up now. So that's cool. Just keep in mind that second, you know, this is not what it's talking about, but the second Walpurgis Night IDs receive increased extraction rates only in the banner. Yeah, makes sense. Even though they are extractable globally, I'm pretty sure. You know, you don't get a rate up on general banner, right? And it looks like they rerun the first ones also. Second Walpurgis, target extraction, Isang, managers welcome extract. Yeah, so it shows up in all of the pools, it looks like, so that's cool. And this is everything, basically. All of the Walpurgis stuff shows up, but the second Walpurgis stuff gets a rate up. The first stuff doesn't. You can also dispense the first stuff. I'm sure they'll talk about it, but, you know. During second Walpurgis event period, you can extract announcers. Announcers' extraction rate does not affect the extraction rate of 3 stars. However, 2 and 1s have lower extraction rates. I'm super down for that, obviously, because it increases the chance of getting something useful instead of a freaking 2-star or 1-star. That's nice. So that's cool. And for those of you who still think that it's weird to call them stars, it's canon here. 3, 2, and 1-star IDs. It is what it is. So I'm down for this, of course. Same as 1 extraction. Yeah, okay, same thing. Yeah, whatever. If there's no ego remaining in the table due to acquiring all of them. Oh yeah, this is a big thing. If you're planning on trying to extract egos, obviously this doesn't apply for this Walpurgis Night, because there's no ego to extract for this event, but for the previous event and future events, you should dispense as many egos as possible, so that when you do pull an ego, it's guaranteed to be the event ego, because you have all the other ones, right? So that's the strategy there. Again, this doesn't apply to this Walpurgis event, because there's no ego. Unlucky, but, you know, for the future. And then in second Walpurgis, you can use Isang exchange to obtain announcers. Please note that if you're using Isang to exchange for an already owned announcer, it will automatically be converted to 50 thread crates. So 100 thread. I mean, that's a lot of thread for those who need it, I guess. Oh yeah, here they talk about the dispenser. Okay, so you can dispense, like I was saying before, you can dispense previous Walpurgis stuff. You cannot dispense the current Walpurgis stuff. So you have to pull for the current one. But if you missed Regret, Faust, and Mersault, and Hook Hong Lu, I guess, you can dispense them easy peasy. With the start of the event, a new mini episode. You know how it is. That's fine. Dawn of Green. What the fuck is this, bro? During the event period, link content Dawn of Green. During the event, the stage Dawn of Green will be added to the game. Complete special missions in the normal and hard difficulty encounters. Oh! Alright, I'm down for this. There are 2 difficulties, normal and hard. Completing Dawn of Green encounters will consume Enk module. Sure. During event period, fulfill missions of each normal and hard to obtain the rewards. I'm so down for this. There will be a special fixed announcer for the Dawn of Green Ordeal encounter. Oh, it's like Green Ordeal. Isn't that like a lobotomy corporation thing? Like the Ordeals or whatever? Dawn Ordeal? I don't know, bro. But I have no idea. You guys will bat chest for this. I have no idea. But you get Malcute as your announcer. Let's go! First center to be deployed will be imbued with Control Team Captain. The center with the Control Team Captain will gain more skill slots. And their skill composition will change, and they gain other beneficial effects. Sure. Okay. Dawn of Green Ordeal encounter requires you to defeat as many Ordeal entities as possible within the turn limit. Oh, turn 1 out of 5. I see. Top left, you can view your current turn count. Sure. On top right, in the suppression status, you can view the number of suppressed Ordeal entities and maximum number of Ordeal entities that can appear. Is that 30? In 5 turns, 30? I mean, I'm assuming it's just a mock-up, obviously. That's crazy, though. Yo, this, okay, I do recognize that this HUD is straight out of LobCorp, though. This looks exactly like LobCorp HUD. So, I know that. The UI, for sure. View missions, yup. Normal and hard, missions, yup. Once the event closes, you can no longer complete your missions. Yup, makes sense. Reward claim will remain open even after the event fully ends. You'll be able to experience, and view story at any time. Yes! And then you can only revisit the story and not encounter. You can revisit the combat encounter after February 1st via your driver's side menu. I mean, this is really sick. I hope they do this for every Walpurgis, where they do, like, mini events. I'm so down for mini events. You know me. I like gameplay. So, adding more gameplay, I'm down for. As long as it's fun. Like, as long as it's good and, you know, what are these missions? Like, you know, whatever, like, 5 entities defeated in a single encounter. Like, okay, you know. You can, you know, 30 Dawn of Green entities defeated in a single encounter. You get a banner. Like, you know, okay. That makes sense. Sure. As long as the missions are not super grindy, I'm all for it, you know? So, as long as they make the gameplay fun, I'm good. So, that's hella good. And then we have the other miscellaneous patch notes. Hella stuff. We could probably skip most of this, because a lot of it we've already talked about, I think. So, we have, you know, new packs for those who feel like spending money on the game. Weird, but, you know, to each their own. You know, major changes. Unique status effects. Unique status effects, which are status effects that apply burn or bleed via indirect means, will now be categorized as unique. Okay, we have added unique status effect conditions for certain ego gift activation conditions so that relevant IDs can properly synergize with them. Does not limited to burn or bleed. Yeah, if any new indirect ways are applied, they will be categorized as well. Unique status effect, nails and dark flame. Okay. I was confused until they said it. Because Dark Flame converts it into burn, right? Or what? No, it's defense level down. Deal value by burn on target pride affinity. What? Wait, but it doesn't inflict burn, though. But it doesn't inflict burn. Inflict burn equal to Dark Flame, but that's the skill effect. That's not Dark Flame's effect. Inflict Dark Flame equal to Magic Bullet. Yeah. Dark Flame doesn't burn the target, though. It just lowers defense level and then deals damage based on Dark Flame and burn value. But it doesn't actually burn the enemy, though. I don't know. I mean, Nails makes sense because Nails gives bleed count, so it does apply bleed. I don't know what the hell they're talking about with burn, with Dark Flame. We'll see what happens. Certain ego gift activation conditions updated. Burn potency or unique burn. Yeah, okay, I mean, this is all just like unique bleed, unique burn. Sure. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. No wonder there's 7 pages of this. Sure. Standardized skill text regarding skill effects that cause sanity damage. Deal N SP damage, same in English. X loses... Oh, okay. X loses N SP. Standardized, sure. Faust Ego Fluid Sac, Capote Pursuance, makes sense. Mind Whip description clarified. At less than X charge count at combat start, target a random unit for unopposed attack. Yeah, okay, I mean, I appreciate this. It's a long time coming, but it does clarify, for sure. Adjusted to clarify the activation timing. Yes. So you can't gain charge in the middle of a turn. This was already known, but it wasn't very clear. But you can't gain charge in the middle of a turn and then cause her to not indiscriminately attack. It has to be at combat start. So, I mean, that makes sense. Fix an issue where Rogia Pursuant showed a unique ego background. Sure. Fix an issue where in Enrapturing Trance, yeah, I don't know. Fix an issue where in the Sell Ego Gifts menu, while the starter buff namesake was activated, price did not update accordingly. Sure. Fix an issue where exiting after attempting to turn on or off starter buffs caused an error. Fix an issue where attempting to use Wish of a Star under a specific set of conditions caused an error. Improve the 3-star identity uptie cutscene from tier 2 to 3 so that it would display the spine animation. I don't know what the spine animation is, to be honest, so I mean, sure. Fixed an issue where the Ambling Pearl would leave surviving summoned units under a specific condition. Sure. Fixed the dispenser UI so that items cannot be dispensed could display the cannot purchase label. That was bugged before, but I'm glad that it is now because people on the first Walpurgis were like, dude, you can dispense them. You can't. It was just bugged. It was just bugged, but when you clicked on them, it said you couldn't dispense them, so I'm glad that's a little bit clearer. Fix an issue where Kanto 454 displayed incorrect location in certain scenes. Sure. Fix an issue where boss enemy in Kanto 510 did not show proper animation upon death. Don't remember which one that is. That's like, no, that's, the pirate woman. I don't remember her name. Captain Hook's, like, first mate or whatever. Improve certain dialogue text in the Kurakumo Wakashu Rojan Identities Uptie story in Korean. Sure. Window fixed or updated the inventory icon. Okay. Notes, and we're all good. 300 Lunacy comp. Thank you very much. So we're looking pretty good, honestly. We're looking pretty good. Walpurgis is looking a lot more entertaining than the previous one, for sure. So that's very nice. We can watch this, I guess. Turn off the audio though, because usually it's very, very loud. You know how it is. I mean, these IDs obviously they always go so crazy with the nostalgia fan service IDs. So I mean, I'm not expecting anything less than excellence from the design and the art and the sound effects, of course. So that's all looking really nice. Like, the animations are so good. And then, obviously, I think she has, like, what, 3 animations for her skill 3, which is pretty cool. You know, she got, like, the circles or something, like, that's, you know, and she shoots her own teammates. Classic. So, I mean, that's looking very nice. Der Freischütz is, I know it's, like, a fan favorite in LobCorp. I'm pretty sure it's pretty popular in LOR too, but I wouldn't know. But I know people like Der Freischütz a lot in LobCorp because he can, like, shoot things for you. Or something, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. So I mean, I know a lot of people are gonna love this one. I'm like world's biggest Meat Lantern fan. It's one of the only ones that I know the name of, so we're chilling on there. I think these are both very promising. Unfortunately, I just don't think they're very good in Railway, but that's like one small subset of content that most people don't really care that much about. So, you know, for everyone else, that's hella eating good. But besides all that, I think we're all good. Can't wait to freaking stream me grinding out a shit ton of robots, apparently, in the Green Dawn Ordeal or whatever. That's gonna be really fun. I get to grind that as well as the, Christmas event. Oh, joy. Oh, joy. I'm sure you guys have already grinded out the Christmas event, unless you're procrastinating it like I have. But, you know, until then, I'll catch you on Wednesday or whenever it releases in like 2 days. And we'll obviously stream. We'll do the Walpurgis. I'll fail to extract everything. I'll have to use Isanga, the Malcute announcer, because maybe I'll actually end up using it besides Gregor. Who knows? We'll see. But until then, I'll catch you on the flip side. Alright? Later. Peace.